as he has to recall. It does seem like for bigger turn off, they're just gonna take their time. Meanwhile, Geek Fam with the prio on the Tigreal and the Hylos are actually looking to go for the contest despite having the joy.
No implosion just yet though, is key. No AOG as well. Hovered around, knocked up.
Sehat badannya doang.
Glory's pathway towards the backside, but that's the final
Iya,
slash.
tapi harus sehat.
Pops as well. It's gonna be Vincent though, clearing the turtle. That's a stun. And he survives with that flicker. He jumps into the loop. Take him down. As Geek Fam, they want more, but Loyski very low, going back. But he will not survive that fight. And a boy, Crimson and Beacon to save his life.
Tak pindah PC aja deh.
Loyski with that turtle buff, man. Could have gone so wrong for Geek Fam there. He just gets away scot-free.
Special request from Bang. Spesial apa tuh?
Making a decisive move.
CPNS apa Bang Mul? Oh iya, aku lupa jawab. Itu apa namanya, Mahkamah Agung.
Lo MK, Cok. Mau ini ganyang.
Ada ikut-ikut guys.
Loh, maksudnya ganyang ketidakadilan.
Request durasi stream. Oh, halo Bang, halo mau kamat
Apa? Kamu ngiranya apa, Bang Mulya?
Oh, enggak ganyang yang adu kantong mata kemarin.
Ganyang ketidakadilan.
Oh. Nanti aku dikirim ke Magelang suruh pelatihan militer.
With the revitalized, he's trying to buy time, but he will not survive. Never mind. AOG.
Agresif banget, Cok. BLM. Geek Fam.
Seperti biasa early game kalah Nathan gitu ya.
Salah semua ya.
Nanti guys mid game late game kita lihat guys ya bagaimana.
Mana dikasih apa Vincent?
Vincent pakai itu. Anjir balik gua.
Bro from Super Ken. Selamat apa nih? Selamat siang semuanya.
ID sudah join membership.
Kembali lagi bersama saya Mas Bas. Kurban scam.
Welcome guys, kasih welcome guys.
Channel YouTube Mas Bas, kita nobar. Ini di Discord. Kita join Discordnya Bang Habil biar nggak sepi.
Welcome guys, welcome guys. Sabar ngapain main link, gua aja udah main hyper.
Luke trying to go for a cheeky little final slash flipper combo there.
Malah itu sekarang emot baru, aku baru tahu emot toxic ya.
Ya, aku kasih emot baru, emot toxic itu buat counter emot botak itu.
Langsung dimakan-makan doang, Cok.
Aduh, aku ingin ini.
Luke sebagai mantan tim di ejan-ejan, guys.
Mr. Luke getting ganked up by his own teammates, his old
Kasian nih.
Now we're gonna take a look at the in-game equipment, Mirko.
Ini Luke
Nathan sedih farming guys di bawah guys. Oh my god.
dari kemarin KY ini kena terus ya.
Anak BTR guys. Anak ini guys. Nathan dapat tower. Solo kill Pincen.
Ih, Vincennya mati, Cok.
Udah nih, mulai.
Wah, gila.
Mulai guys.
Thank you.
Weh, siapa tuh? Nge-kim tuh? Kimi no ketawa. Itu kasih gila. Thank you bro. Thank you sudah menghadiahkan satu membership ya. Thank you bro. Thank you ya. Sehat selalu bro. Sehat selalu.
Kenapa aku jadi yang ceweknya bangsat Bang Aldo, Cok? Bang Mulya lihat thumbnail buatan Bang Aldo yang terbaru, Cok.
Natanya guys.
Coba kita lihat.
Mati natanya. Mati guys.
Flicker itu.
Please lah emotnya guys, anjir.
Flicker kadera.
Kenapa mukanya jadian ceweknya?
Iya, aku nyari kan. Lah mana muka aku, Cok? Loh, anjing jadi cewek nih. Azab Indosiar, Cok.
Ini sudah menang BTR guys, sudah guys, kasih ditonton.
BTR itu.
Sabar. Kadera dengan late gamenya, sabar ya.
Orang botak itu nggak ribet Bang Mul.
Oh iya iya. Nggak banyak sampo sih.
Ya, pakai sabun mukanya tapi banyak, Cok. Sampai ke belakang.
Gak enak guys, jadi botak guys. Nggak ini guys, nggak anget guys atasnya guys.
I would say somewhat on top. They lost that bottom, but again, it wasn't like Aman is, well, at this part of the game, he's not really the prio target. He is a target that you need to deal with, but he'll be.
Ayo bang, halo Albi.
You need to deal with the Suyo first, man, and we saw exactly how the Suyo was able to take control of that fight in the mid-game skirmishes. He is king.
Dia ngomong kayak gitu.
The diversion. Let's see here.
Kayak hijau.
Pops revitalized. The implosion comes through, but he will fall. Now Veldora, Vincent trying to find the damage, but Veldora still holding on very strong. AOG.
Langsung aja promosi kita guys.
Mati. Veldora.
Making a plan. Super Tanko wants the double.
Gue cabut dulu bang, mau main kata Drakos. Oke bang Drakos, thank you.
Mau main kan?
Ya. Bang Drakos kalau mau main bilang aja bro. Nanti mabar kita bro.
Kok Zuxin jadi kurang ya? Padahal kuat banget harusnya.
Ya ampun bercanda nih bang.
Gelo,
Gila Rafli. Thank you Rafli. 5 membership. Gelo Rafli. Thank you Rafli. Nurul Aibni dapat, Ren dapat, Asus dapat, Dani Firman dapat guys. Bilang thank you guys, thank you guys. Welcome, kasih welcome guys.
Emot welcome.
Udah gede.
An improved BTR from yesterday, but the
Gede-gede jancuk.
Geek Fam, yesterday up against RQ even, they were always able to build up a lead in the early game. They were always able to get prio in the first turtle, but then after that, these skirmishes that are just very unnecessary. And like Gideon mentioned earlier, the
Kasih welcome guys.
really that
Gila.
try to go for Iman, for Moreno.
Welcome guys, welcome. Jangan emot botak mulu lah, please lah, banyak emot yang lain. Mantap, terima kasih Rafli. Mantap. Gila.
Gelo.
Guys.
Seperti kata Bang Wizard.
Ada orang guys di sini.
Ush. Gelo final set from Super Luke.
Seperti kata Bang Wizard kemarin Bang Abil.
Ini bisa mati anjir gua sama Pak Vito sumpah. Flickerin ya sama dia.
Daripada kalian beli nasi padang 15.000 mending membership cuma 5.000 ya guys ya.
Benar.
Looks like they know their ultimates quite well. Supercan, what's gonna do this? Oh, Cetera's free hitting. All the targeting isn't really right. Vincent shuts him down. Vincent finds a connection as he collects the double avoid.
Udah bos. Nah, pentungnya bos. Kasih tahu bos. Nah, setelah sedikit. Kalesi sini Kalesi.
Oh, Vincent udah nggak jadi.
Ya, Kalesi anjir.
Ini lagi ya.
Kalesi guys. Combo bersama.
Udah nggak jadi dark system lagi
Itu
Vincent
suara
ya.
mantul di Discord siapa guys? Mantul guys.
So Mirko, what are you saying about Bigatron again?
Hey, again, it's
Mantul.
the same thing, right?
Punya aku kayaknya ini ya.
Supercan, you take him down, then finally you can go for the third the Lord,
Cek.
the objective. Geek Fam, dealt with
Cek.
Iman, dealt with Moreno. It was a
Oh,
first
udah nggak.
engage from Super Luke. But then they didn't want to commit onto the neutral objective until
Cek.
Supercan
Udah
gets
nggak.
done. He walks up forward, Chidera was able to bait him, and then they pull the trigger. It's all about getting the
Leji.
As we get into the later stage of the game,
Leji, suara kemantul Leji.
really put some damage down.
Enggak, suara ML-nya doang masuk dia.
Sorry bang, habis galer katanya. Oke.
What the hell?
More careful in these skirmishes, right? Coming from the next team fight onwards, Tigreal. The way Beloyski plays this is he's trying to bait the Purify. So, if you want to use the Purify just for Beloyski, it's not really going to work. They have layers and layers of CC, and once you use that Purify,
Anjir ya bisanya.
very vulnerable.
Mas, aku di invite orang tadi, Mas. Mas itu top global udah, Mas, kita yang main tadi, Mas.
Masa?
Sumpah.
Vince, man, right now 10-1-3 so far.
Global nomor 38, Mas.
He's been getting all the kills. Imagine if he got
Anjir, aku di invite, guys. Highlights-nya di invite, guys.
Aduh, kok dia bisa lari ya? Pas udah aku pakai ini guys.
especially it was
Wah, boleh-boleh cuk ininya.
with the Moscow.
Ngeflanknya Balai emang ya.
Should still be able to defend unless
Ngangkat tim banget
Kabarin
orang
guys
ini.
menang siapa guys nanti guys.
Beloyski, though,
Aduh.
will be first step down.
Ngeflank doang mati duluan.
Vincent looking to find blood. Does not
Selama
find
Eman
it.
bisa jaga
And
posisi
the
udah sih.
connection. Amanda finds an entry pin. He shuts
Oh
Vincent
my
down.
god. Super Moreno ini ngeri juga ya.
Out of nowhere finds the right diversion play.
Moreno lebih bagus dari Aboy kayak ini.
Campbell, they're overzealous. Picture Alpha just absolutely demolishes the fans at that time. And look at that. Lord advantage. What advantage?
yeah. Bigatron Alpha,
What
the fact
advantage.
that, again, after the Lord, you can see the gamble they took. They took a diversion over, got the kill onto the Moscow. That really stopped Geek
Sampai
Fam from being
muter-muter
able to
gini.
build up the waves, and that was what happened earlier. Geek Fam kind of seemed desperate in that moment. I don't really think that engage was necessary from Beloyski.
Nggak mati dia.
Down on the tier 2 for free and then
Gila,
back
one hit.
away. But the
Paus
fact that they went for a
terus.
desperate move. And again, remember, we gotta talk about the conditions to win the game for Geek Fam. Earlier, when they won the Lord fight, how was it done? It was a massive implosion onto Moreno and Eman. He was only able to find Moreno, diversion.
Oh my god! Hammer canceling.
No way.
Key
No
diversion.
way.
Key though. And nowhere. AOG. A boy takes a Moreno down, but now Beloyski in the no man's land gets taken down. Vincent. He's free hitting, but he will
Wah.
not survive as Vincent claims blood.
Aduh, Moreno kok ngeri banget ya.
Can Bigatron capitalize more? No. Vincent takes the triple, but Super Ken shuts him down, and it is going to be Bigatron wiping Geek Fam out
kan ngetik
in game
musuhnya.
1.
Dapat mid.
No. Oh, the minion is not there. Oh my goodness gracious, that is close. Oh no! It's endable. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Fires.
Masa bisa end cuk?
Tedera Veldora. Can they make
Wah,
the
Ken langsung beli Windtalker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Game number 1 should be over.
Banyakan ngetik musuhnya guys.
Kelas Kadera carry as lagi ya.
Oh, the calculation that is. I don't know about it. And now the Lord is up. What are you
Ngetik
gonna
lagi,
do?
ngetik
They have to defend
lagi.
this 4v5.
Aku berarti
That is
musuhnya itu,
going
Bang.
to be a bit
Tukang
tough
ngetik.
For Bigatron Alpha.
That was super greedy. I was questioning, is it endable? I mean, the mini waves came through, but he bought a Wind Talker through. I don't know, man. That was a big throw from Super Ken. Oh, man.
Oh, let's see, let's see. Can Geek Fam capitalize now? Jumps towards the back lines. It seems like Bigatron
malah
they
jadinya
can't
Lord Geek Fam.
recover. Vincent finds the Lord. Man, though, Law and Order connects, but the follow-up damage wasn't there. Vincent, man, that was a good diversion towards, or like
Ada Mia guys.
misdirection towards the Lord. He was diving in on pretty much everyone.
Mia mau kemana, Mia?
And right now, Moreno and Eman is the prime
Iya, Mia
target.
Super Ken main
for
custom hidup
Vincent.
sendiri.
That was a big gamble. That Super
Dia
Ken.
carry
You
sendiri
can
guys.
see
Sorry,
Super Ken.
udah pencet lewat DC anjir, aku nggak punya nomornya guys.
Gimana katanya dibalas?
Belum baru ngechat aku.
Criticism sent his way here in the playoffs.
Aku kabarin.
You might have to talk about that.
Bukan
a bit
sembilannya
further with
mati
the
habis
panelists
war.
if This does end up with a loss because Geek Fam.
Buset.
Now, what's different
Main
to the
sendiri
first
dia.
one they took is
Semuanya
all
mati,
the
guys.
members
Nggak
now
ngeblunder
can
dia.
actually control the
Gimana
waves
sih dia
and
setupnya nih?
push in towards Bigatron Alpha's base, and I feel like at this point there
Last
should be
man
at least
standing.
one base turret falling, right? And with that, they have to take into account the fact that it will be
Ada Paquito di
Wah,
bawah.
gila, Cok.
Kalau jalannya ngawur
Wave
sama
manajemennya seneng banget aku main Geekem dari kemarin nih. Bagus banget ya.
That's what they're looking for. They need to get that far lane base turret.
Yang ngalahin Onyx tuh cuman wave manajemennya Geekem terus ya.
Untung nggak mati dia.
2,200 gold lead for the
Double
time.
wave, bro.
Big moments for Geek Fam.
Bigatron, they need to keep Mon alive.
Makanannya kayaknya,
to
Cuk.
defend this one. Geek Fam looking for initiation mid base turret. Falls, that's the damage.
Dapat super Ken.
Tedera very low, but that is going to be the double.
Dia Vincent Veldora langsung mati, Cok. Gimana sih? Orang-orang blunder terus mainnya ya. Kalah dong Geek langsung 1-0. Kenapa nggak sabar aja sih, Cuk? Lord ini anjing. Jelek banget, jelek banget.
Yeah, and for Bigatron Alpha, we were talking about how there should be one base turret taken down. They were able to take it down, but now 7 seconds on Vincent.
Darah dulu
7
kali
seconds on
di rumah.
Veldora. Seems like they want to do it. Part 2, BTR Siege.
Let's see. Base turret should be their main agenda.
Nah, gini loh, sabar aja mundur lagi.
They do not want to pull a Fnatic on it again.
Nah, Livi, halo Bang Jeff. Iya pas aku bangun ini capek bro, mencoba comeback bro, from 0 to 0 terus dong.
Bisa end ini guys, orang ini guys mati semua.
Ini kita lihat ya, apakah main wave management kayak kemarin. Harusnya sih BTR udah nonton ya matchnya Onyx ya, kenapa Onyx kalah ya. Ini nanti
Super
Look
nggak mau pulang anjir, udah end guys.
Super Look yang main
Tapi nggak berhasil
wave-nya.
end, nggak berhasil end. Oke, kita nonton kali ya, nonton dah.
Cuk, mati terus cuk Veldora aja.
Wah, kita ini guys bonus.
Wow, Vincent selamat.
Kita dicek aja kita guys.
What the hell. Tuh, Vincent udah nggak beban lagi Bang Jeff. Lihat. Habis kita bacot-bacotin kemarin kan. Jungler cacat.
What the heck? Vincent on the joy popping off, getting a kill, and you can see that glass cannon build.
Super can.
Pointing it out earlier, Sheffin.
Super can.
Really not working there when they get dove on.
So you guys.
He's mad. He's angry.
Gila so you.
That is wild
Moreno.
does not land. Boy.
Wah gila cuk.
And that's the double. Super can looking for the kill, and he finds
Glass cannon, bener-bener glass cannon.
contribution for Geek for the next 45 seconds.
Susah ini guys, kontes slotnya nggak ada TB.
By a boy. Man, it's before Merkel, but I don't think
Udah reset dia, tapi mungkin semalam udah lemes dia game terakhir. Ada pucat ya.
Anjir gila Kadera.
Wait a minute. Beloyski's zoning. He's doing a good job.
Aboy udah gak ada flicker cuk.
Masuk ya,
Mati
Man.
dong Aboy.
Teleport. Gelo, bisa pas guys teleportnya guys.
Finding the risky play though, he will get punished.
Gak jelas saya kebanyakan nge-save, iya.
Save his life. Moreno finds the
Wah sayang guys, gak dapet lordnya guys, malah mati guys. Bisa dibalikin lordnya nih.
That was a pixel. That was the perfect frame.
Nah dari tadi kayak gini terus, waktu ada Lord yang mati junglernya terus.
Wow, what a play. Both teams, man, they're just going toe to toe right here. Whenever there's a pick, there's always going to be a big play that comes forward as well. And now Chidera is down.
Bapaknya mati
This one of
terus
the game,
ini.
it's really just gambles that both the teams are taking and both the teams are making.
No.
Trying to get the game. For Bigatron Alpha, the gamble was trying to go for the 3v4. That didn't pay off. For Geek Fam, the gamble was to try to take the last two members down to end the game, and that didn't work out. Now BTR have the advantage coming into the Lord, but remember, Supercan is still down. Chidera is spawning in. Moreno diversion to bring Supercan into the Lord pit.
Tambang minyak.
Bigatron controlling most of the river. It seems like they will take their time. They know the far lane is in favor of the red robots. So yeah, they will take their time here. And potentially the last Lord take. Man, diversion. Like, the counter here, what's going to be the response so far? They've been dwelling onto this Moreno place over here in over.
Kalah wave tapi ini.
Objectives. Like,
Nonton lagi. Kampret Bang Mulya. Nonton lagi. Oke, lagi load guys. Oke, lagi load guys. Kampret. Thank you Bang Mulya. Thank you Bang Mulya.
Don't have the base turret up top. It's a far lane away from the Lord.
Masih tarik urut Lord.
Kind of guarantees the
Masih tarik urut Lord.
up against this Bigatron lineup that can't really afford to send anyone up top. And even if they do, they're gonna have to send Moreno with him to try to fetch him back in the diversion. You can see that
Kadera pede banget dia manjangin lane cuk.
Klaim Evos Glory anjir
this is the
tepat.
force error the Geek Fam can
Klaim
play
Evos
towards
Glory
Bigatron
anjir
Alpha.
tepat.
Because they have the Moscow with a global ultimate, they can constantly just
Kata MVP M1 aja hina
far
makanya.
lane is now
M1 aja hina makanya.
deal with it. That's why you can see Supercan desperately trying to get the hold onto the Lord so that BTR can send some of the members
ini
up
nggak usah
top and
backstone,
then
guys.
build another slow push. It doesn't seem like Geek Fam want that to happen. Veldora, they're taking control. A boy now in that bush. And Man will clear out the way on top, so at least it will still be neutralized by him.
Ini atasnya susah sih ini.
And it's all about
Siapa yang clear guys atasnya guys? Hari-hari Aboy nanti disuruh defend.
Beloyski 7 death power spike. That's when Geek Fam just turned
Moskov lah ini pasti. Dia kan bisa
Tadi
tiru.
suaraku mantul nggak mas?
Mandul.
Enggak.
Game 5, it's Deja vu to this one. Only the Natan is on the
Nggak tahu
outside.
sih, nggak dengar aku tadi.
Oh my goodness.
Oh tapi menang ini guys, menang tower guys, atasnya aman sih harusnya.
Turn Alpha, it was an absolute sweep.
Ini mau tailin nih, lihat nih.
So far, the last 2 seasons, this is the wall.
Siapa yang teleport?
They cannot
Anjir berani banget.
Beloyski wall. And the playoffs is
Berani banget gila. Wah, gila high risk high reward.
now this is the chance.
Gila, catirnya langsung hilang guys, digituin.
That's really good. Moreno.
Vincent mati.
Implosion connects.
Mati.
Damn on with the
Gila,
flash.
cuk, tembus cuk.
AOG lands.
KN gak sih? KN gak sih?
Sampai ke paru-paru
Udah sih,
tuh, Cuk.
KN sih.
Vincent now in trouble. He has immortality, but the duality will bring him back. And that is
Ih, banget
Vincent
anjing ininya.
down.
Kayaknya mau potong minion emang.
They want more. They want blood as Beloyski
Eh,
and boy.
eh,
There's the last standing.
Tolong.
Wave clear. Do they want to go the whole way? Do they actually want to be lured? But no, because Alpha will pull the trigger this time.
Minonnya potong tapi gak mati sih minonnya.
Diversion.
Ya tetap end. Gak bisa.
Again, Moreno and Mon.
High reward ya, gila banget itu si itu.
Gak bisa, atasnya KN dari bawah.
Si Luinya berani banget itu, gila.
Lowoinya berani banget sih itu, gila. High risk, high reward banget. Nah kita lanjut main lagi guys. Ayo main lagi. Sambil nunggu main lagi guys.
Abo. Pakai strat
Lihat CC,
lawan
Mas,
Onyx
Mas.
beneran mereka.
Kenapa?
Lihat CC.
Kenapa? Yang mana setting?
Ya itu yang kita mabar tadi.
Anjir, ke global guys. Main satu guys, main satu.
It was enough just yet in game 1.
Good
But we
dong.
know that Geek Fam starts
Boleh.
the series slow
Boleh.
always. Up against every team, seems like game 1 is just
Zadel Rey,
a little
gantian dulu,
rough. So
Zadel
we
Rey.
can't
Main
count
satu,
them
main
out
satu,
just yet.
guys.
Best of five, there's still
Satu, main
a
satu
long
main satu.
series to go for, and so far they have never
GG
been
BTR
in a short
mantap.
series.
Ada nggak
Salah
guys?
di mana ya?
Satu nih.
Against BTR last season when they knocked them out.
Kalau
Ini
nggak ada
udah
ya udah
bagus
minum
loh
aja
bridging-nya,
yang ada
Cok.
satu.
Ties of the game, but man, I
Tapi
gotta
skip
say,
Zadel
Geek Fam,
Rey.
Vincent's improved
No
so much
way.
since yesterday. You guys were throwing it out. Where was this Vincent yesterday?
Sambil
Where was this
menunggu main
Vincent
guys ya,
on Game 1?
kita
Because
main dulu.
maybe we just need him on the joy. Maybe it's time to give him the joy.
Ini lama banget lagi
It wasn't
yang
enough, though. We have to
jedanya
talk
dari
about
satu
some of
game
the
ke game
others
lain, Cok.
underperforming.
Kalau
What is it when
udah
Vincent
draft pick
steps
lagi
up
nanti
into
bilangin ya
era?
teman-teman ya.
Goes invisible. He was a ghost in that match.
Bis
Every
tadi
single
udah
time
ngasih
he
bang,
died.
nggak apa-apa dia
And
ini
I can
guys.
say, one of the
Moderator
reasons
gawe jadi
is
aku ajak main
Loyi.
ya.
We've been talking about this pick, hyping this pick up all the way from
Moderator
before the
gawe
playoffs
dia,
started, and we've only seen
Kita
what, 2 or
apresiasi.
3 Loyi picks. Now you get to really see how Loyi can dictate the pace of the game, can dictate the fights even with the Gatot Kaca.
BTW awal-awal
Able to
pakai kacamata tuh
follow up
bikin
wherever.
mata sakit
This
guys ya.
was such a gamble. You
Ada
sent
yang
two of
sekalian
your
pertama-tama
backliners, two of your most
kacamata sakit
vulnerable
guys.
targets
Gak biasa anjir
towards
aku.
the backline, but because you have a Gatot Kaca,
Sakit guys mataku
the
sini guys.
vulnerableness of this
Bener sih nggak ada
composition, of that
radiasinya, cuma
two-man
awal-awal kayak
diversion,
aneh gitu loh,
isn't
sakit.
really that bad. You
Berarti
almost
gua
have
sekarang
Gatot
pakai
Kaca,
Bukan
kacamata.
moderator
and
gawe lah.
Suyo
Kenapa?
was able
Sekarang
to
gua pakai
hold
kacamata.
everyone in the back, hold
Iya kacamata
everyone.
radiasi doang kalau malam,
Moreno and
buat
Eman.
malam.
Really well played towards the end, although there were a lot of mistakes from both these teams.
Kacamata radiasi.
came out on top in game 1.
Masa nggak minus matamu Bang Abil?
Kayaknya minus tapi aku nggak ngecek. Tapi nggak terlalu parah.
No proper catch, no Kajas, no Francos, no
Aku mau bang, nggak pernah beban. Nggak restream Bill, barusan restream guys. Coba kalian balikin bentar guys. Aku habis nonton.
Oh, kamu pakai kacamata kalau malam doang.
Iya. Biar kalau ini tuh.
Emang radiasi pakai ini, pakai waktu, Cok.
Apa?
Emang radiasi pakai waktu.
Ya kalau malam kan biasanya lebih gelap lah bro.
My oh my, what a way to start the day. What a way
I
to
love the
start
theory,
match
bro.
number 1 in the playoffs of MPL ID season 14, day number 3. That was an insane game.
Sama kayak aku bang,
Guys, I
kacamata
know
radiasi iya guys,
you were
kacamata
screaming
radiasi.
and
Guys.
shouting.
Who,
all
me?
time. Both of you.
Kenapa Mas?
Man,
Misalnya ada Matilda, ada Nathan nggak?
Nathan boleh,
Nathan Joao.
Nathan, kalau nggak Khalid. Zuxin udah
Hey, this was an
Khalid. Aduh, Nathan aja deh aku.
Penetnya kenceng banget, Nathan langsung zeret gitu hilang. The penet magic lagi. Siapa bikin item defense
Malam
magic?
kan gelap, lihat HP sama layar komputer bisa merusak mata ya. Lagi ngapain bang? Lagi push bane guys. Khalid sama ini, nah. Nice pick. Udah setara pick MPL nih guys, ini guys, kayak gini.
Dingin, tetapi tidak kejam.
an insane game, back to back. Of course, this was the player highlights that we were able to see. And in the game, it looked like it was Geek Fam's game to win.
Wah,
I mean,
Burno dan dingin tetapi tidak
is
kejam.
touted as the
Yes,
worst jungler in MPLID season 14, but
Tuhan,
now
ya.
he's able to pull up the joy and pull up like
Hayabusa OP kah? Enggak.
running around rampant in the backline of
Link.
Bitcoin Alpha. So far, the joy. What made it work? What made it able to
Request.
get so much kills?
Well, pretty much like Kadera being invisible.
Bane,
I don't know, because he was
Bane.
not touched in the early game as much as I
3-3
thought he
1-9
would.
member
He
kita, guys.
definitely wasn't invaded as often. Even during team fights, there was a big negligence of dealing with him. They kind of strayed away.
Mereka selalu nggak mau keluarin RAM-nya ya. Mereka kalau orang-orang jago-jago itu RAM-nya ditrakhirin anjir, kampret
The
emang.
loss is still a loss. So now the MVP presented by the official tournament smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. It is Moreno, 20 assists as the Luoyi. And that game.
Tapi biasanya first pick POV PD main mereka tuh biasanya ya.
A sandwich
Iya
diversion
sih.
in which
Oke,
Natan
aman kalau gitu.
hitchhike to the diversion and was
Kalau
able
malam
to
kan
take the
gelap.
Sarah.
Alhamdulillah hujannya di luar, becaknya di dalam.
The
Waduh.
macro
apaan?
tools, like the chip, like the
waduh.
Loyi. We're seeing why it's so good in pro.
Halo Bang, halo
But again,
Saeb.
you know, despite having
Apa tuh, guys?
all of these tools,
Kita ke warteg dulu guys, ini
all
lama
this
banget
long way
bacotnya
to
abis ini,
first
sumpah.
Chidera on the spear of the
Lama itu, mending ngambil main.
diversion.
Sampai
With the
kehabisan
actor of the Guardian
kata-kata
field,
itu,
Megatron
caster-casternya ngomong.
wasn't able to seal the deal so
Yeah.
much earlier.
Kalau nggak akhirnya mereka ngajak penonton gitu kan.
Iya.
Penonton ngomong.
The fact that Vincent was doing so
Tapi
well,
gimana first pick POV
it's
sih?
because Megatron Alpha just weren't respecting
POV itu
him.
kuat
You're
banget,
seeing a lot of
sumpah.
power control tools used up so early in the game.
Kemarin kan aku
In the-
suruh
in the
nyoba
team
ini kan,
fight, and
Khalid
nothing
kan.
really is kinda
Aduh,
kept in the
susah
tank
bro,
to deal
bagusan
with the
POV jauh.
assassin, right, with the dangerous snowballing assassin from the side of Geek Fam. It really felt like
Aduh
they
lupa
should've-
anjir ada kait aja,
but they didn't.
astagfirullah.
And of course,
Mahalan
Oh,
that
POV.
team fight was that moment that West is shown, and afterwards,
Astagfirullahaladzim.
it was a full-on
Nggak aman dia tuh, dia
We
masih bisa
expected
jalan
Geek
tuh.
Fam and Bigatron
Itu kita
to
nobar
team
sambil
fight
main ya, guys.
intellectual. The Geeks
Jadi nanti kalau udah draft kita main.
programmed to
Oke.
win, but
Ya udah
this was
sekali-sekali aja ya, maaf ya, maaf ya.
Maaf ya. Aku juga ikut minta maaf.
Aku kilap.
Sorry.
However, I do feel
Kenapa
like
tuh?
BTR, I
Iya,
think
kali
they need
sih
to
ya.
keep their plan really,
Bener,
really simple
itu
right
loading
now.
screen
Just
yang
make
itu,
sure that they're
Win.
back in tough form to put some
Ih, lama
push,
banget masuknya
so
loh.
hard. Because if we base it on these moments,
Pencet
a lot
loading
of this
screen.
comes down to just
Yang
operators
bikin
of the
nge-lag
draft
itu loh.
or Geek Fam, where there's
Oh, jadi penyanyi lagi jadi nge-lag.
in
Iya.
comparison, in
Itu udah
comparison
masuk
to
itu
their
dia
opponents,
tuh,
BTR,
kan udah
which is
masuk.
pretty
Yang
straightforward
mencet.
with their engagements and
Bang Mulia.
the only exception being Moreno, who
Eh.
makes
Ampun,
the map a little different.
Ampun,
Oh,
kali
udah mati
sorry,
baru
kali ya.
maksimal kayaknya. Apa Poveus? Poveus nggak butuh apa-apa bro. Kamu nggak nonton Poveus Mas
Wah,
Bas Bang
kampret
deh.
nih orang sumpah.
Well, I like how Kion the Garukacha, instead of going for more HP somehow with the vitality for the movement speed, just tanking us. Like he knows that Super Luke wants to be the aggressor.
Bikin
the
lama
guy that's
doang guys,
waiting
orang,
on
guys.
for that massive final slash. So he goes for the Garukacha.
BTW dia ada flicker ya. Kalau sih minionnya itu sayang banget kali sih kamu nggak dapat minion.
Again and again, we saw him in the middle of the fight with a full passive bar. And you know, you can go for a
Nggak, level
smack
2 dia.
with only half of that bar full. And he wasn't using it as much, so losing out on a ton of
Kalau ranked
regen.
beda,
But
Mas.
afterwards, I think the Winter
Loh,
Crowns
sama itu nggak dikasih Matilda Poveusnya.
Ini orang anjir.
moment.
Nanti lihat deh, ada Pove nggak?
Itu kemana jungle-nya, buset?
Right on a longer cooldown, having a Winter Crown kind of negates a lot of that danger and allows you to play a
Tuh.
lot more aggressively too.
Harusnya ya, kalau sengertiku Khalid nggak bisa menang lawan
I
Poveus.
wish we could see how many stacks he has on that Thunder Belt just to reconfirm how often he's not using it. Because at this point, you're 23
Dia
minutes
setiap
into the game,
muter
you're
gitu
only
ketahan
seeing,
ininya.
on average, you're getting
Pasif
about like
muternya.
30 stacks by like roughly 14.
CC-nya
15
terlalu
minutes.
ribet
So I would
menurutku
assume
Poveus
since
itu.
it's 23, let's give it an extra 12, maybe 13 at that point, around 40.
Match malam nampak Pove Marda langsung di
It's
ban.
a high action game.
Oh, biar nggak
But
ini
it just goes to
ditarik-tarik.
show, right? You need a team that's able to communicate very well, and I think
Nah,
that
aku
right now,
kepikiran itu tuh.
BTR, they're just not
Pove pakai
in the
flicker.
same space, right? They're still adjusting the wavelengths.
And now, of course, the goal distribution
Ting
from
ting
both
ting
junglers,
ting
Super
ting
Ken and
ting
Vincent.
ting.
Linknya ada ulti Bang Mulya.
How is it possible that Vincent with the Joy was able to yet again
Bisa buka
kind
turtle
of
nggak?
like outgap and outclass a fighter in the Suyo and Super
Bisa
Ken?
ya, nggak usah,
This is not
nggak usah.
like Vincent. It's like another jungler that's taking his place.
Nggak ada kok.
Dia nggak turtle ya, dia nggak
Super
turtle.
Ken is known to have a solid retribution. He's on the Suyo. The
Kalau isi sama Bang Mulya cari level 4 dulu sih kalau bisa sih.
With the mini instant no animation Balmond ult, and he's not winning in a lot of these in these wretched situations. It might be because of the team fights as well, by all means, but
Padahal Vincent udah bagus banget
Waduh,
mainnya.
Cok.
It's really difficult to miss that combination. Once you're at that threshold, pressing two buttons.
Wah, ini jago ini musuhnya Bang Mulya.
Iya, groknya terutama sih. Groknya tadi
then Vincent's gonna have a
ngajar
chance if you
dulu.
just, hopefully
Di bak merahku ada orang biskuit.
like expecting it.
Buffetnya tapi bikin war axe duluan deh. Pede dia berarti.
When we really break it down, if we're thinking about the way the map should have been played, Bigatron Alpha did a really good job at actually extending
mati lah,
their
nggak
leads
apa-apa lah.
and mainly punishing Geek Fam.
Dor.
They fail their engage. The hard part about it was that a lot of these
Kiri atas, kiri
engages from
atas.
Geek Fam were really successful as soon as they shut down.
Ini geroknya ngeselin
That's why
banget,
his
sumpah.
KD is 1-7 and 20. He's the assist guy. He's not really the MVP because he's slaying these fools.
Yeah, it's the
Nah,
we
dapat
saw
tuh.
it earlier. I think when he was quote unquote
Ya,
caught
MM-nya
out,
enggak pas
you know,
respon.
on the bottom side, Beloyski pushed him out of his own diversion.
Udah purify
Then
ya?
the Avatar
Lagi
comes
milih
in,
senjata
and you
ini.
saw the massive yin
Kemarin ada
yang
game
Patch Scarlet udah di nerf juga.
Nggak ada.
Emang dia di
Tadi
bawah
barusan
sih Scarlet ini.
purify. Mancing purify-nya.
It's hard to really pick like the
Padahal
dominant team.
kelewatan
Ngapain,
satu
bos?
patch
Bukan
mungkin
kayak
ya.
gitu, bos.
It's a whole roller coaster of
Tor.
ride in the goal difference over time graph here.
It was
Grok ya?
like on Alpha, they were able to capitalize on a lead for a quite a
Linknya
brief
kemana, Cok?
moment, and then they had to fall, deteriorate, and plummet down into Geek
Nggak
Fam.
kelas
However,
tuhnya,
still, they
anjir.
were able to bank on the Nathan late game, and also the diversion.
Apa ini, anjir?
Ulti kali sih.
was again yet able to
Nice,
open up a
mati
space
satu.
into the back.
Nice.
I feel like if they
Nice
really
flicker.
wanna get a convincing performance,
Nice
they gotta
biscuit.
put more emphasis on the team fighting, right? With the
Yeah.
games,
Aku masih
so
lebih
reliant on
kaya,
team
guys,
fights
daripada
for both teams.
ininya.
We've seen it in game number 1.
Tuker itu Bruno-nya.
You know,
Bruno-nya
Dia
di
lo kali
bawah.
aja dapat 4 anjir GG.
not just
Iya,
for the
tuker dia, tuker gak kuat kali ya.
but for the actual team fights, who's gonna engage? Who's
Orang
gonna
dia
disengage?
buka
Who's in charge
mapnya
of
kayak
doing what?
gitu, bro.
Because I think we're talking about this.
Jadi itu tuker itu buat ini Bang Abil setup turtle.
Nice.
Oh, iya tuker buat setup turtle ya.
Jadi kalau yang jago gitu dia. Kalau ada turtle XP-nya ke situ.
Sabar ya, Bang, ya. Kali sih pulang dulu aja, kali sih.
Nah, otomatis badannya lebih kuat nih buat nahan core-nya musuh. Teorinya gitu.
Gak bisa sih ini.
But I
Bisa,
think
bisa.
for BTR, I'm interested to see how they play red side.
Groknya
I'm
terlalu
guessing that
GG,
they're
guys.
gonna open up
Dia
and
pasti
Sushi is available,
block gua,
definitely
anjir.
gonna take it, but their flex pick is gonna be really important. Yeah, what do you think about the drafts though? Was it a Bigatron-esque draft, or was it like a
Padang Bandung demi MPL ID. Gila ya.
Kamu lihat ada flicker ulti ya?
Totalitas itu cuk demi MPL
Tapi dia
orang-orang.
masih punya purify sih.
Coba aku pancing ya.
Loh,
Ya Allah, dia responnya cepet banget loh, Mas.
a little bit, but I think this time he hit pretty well. I think he definitely pinched down on the correct targets. I like
Ulti kali sih. Nice kali sih.
Joy. He got nothing left.
Nice banget kali sih stunnya itu. Ntar aku komen. Kalian situ aja, kalian situ aja.
Roto.
Knowing that there's gonna be a massive team fight trial.
Selama main ROM kayak paling males itu lawan user grok. Ya. Apalagi lihat yang grok Yawi itu loh. Bisa diputar sampai ujung buff merah buff biru.
Waduh. Kemajuan gak sih, guys?
Yo, Arashi, because Gideon is here, we have a welcome gift for him.
Oh,
Look
nice.
at that. That box right there, that's for you, Gideon. Oh,
Makanya aku kalau lihat groknya ini grok apa namanya pasif gitu, aduh percuma cuk pakai grok.
S24FE for those of you, including Gideon, who is looking for a phone with flagship performance but a budget-friendly price, the Galaxy S24FE.
Yang pakai jago Sony.
Priced at only around 9 million IDR.
Mitnya cuy.
Coba ngerasain kena groknya ini deh. Kena groknya Scott deh. Itu grok anjing banget.
Ya ada ulti itu valennya dia nggak bisa ambil ulti Bangul ya.
Kantongnya free, bro.
Groknya lagi sekarat sih mau turtle kan.
Ayo, sini.
Tapi ini Bani tetap aja menang lawan Lin nih. Susah Lin lawan Bani.
Well, first of all, it's
Sini.
the game performance itself.
Anjir lah.
Lihatlah.
Versions,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy, and it features the 120 hertz refresh rate that makes it really smooth. So you know, you don't want to see a choppy FPS. You don't do that, man. And if you still want more, the Samsung Galaxy S24
Udah, aku
FE is
dicicilin
coming
aku.
with a 4,700
mAh battery. So you can play games on it all day.
Aduh, nggak dapet,
And
Cok.
it's not just the capacity, the usage.
Orangnya,
is
orang.
also so efficient, dude. I've seen it myself. It's unreal.
Flicker juga dia.
Isn't that like the size of a power bank already? Like a portable power bank is about the same. It's about the same weight and as well as power capacity.
And don't forget the Samsung Galaxy AI.
Wow.
Have you seen the tools?
Dapat 2 aku.
You have
Mampus.
the circle to search. You got the
Dapat 2 sebelum mati, guys.
the draw.
Harus pinter sih ini.
The stylus.
Yeah, so basically you can sketch up something and it will look for something in
It draws something in
the internet.
It's gonna insert it.
Aku pakai itu rasanya tipis gitu, tapi temboknya untuk ngeselin. Lo Grok itu emang tipis, makanya dia dikasih skill yang ini pasif nempel tembok itu loh.
Samsung Galaxy S24
Itu
like Gideon is
nempel
doing
tembok.
right now is
Pinter-pinter main di situ. Itu kan nambah darah sama nambah speed itu. Dikejar males banget itu.
rupiahs per month with
MM farming MM semangat.
Karena nggak biasa aja bang ya.
worth up to 2.8 million rupiah plus a
Sama
free
dia harus combo terus sama jungler sama midnya.
Perutnya masih nempelin gua banget anjir, bodo amat dah guys, gak apa-apa guys. Farmingku udah cepet, percuma ditempelin.
Malaysia to Indonesia back home again. You're gonna need the memory.
Oh, well, that's not bad. That's not bad. Honestly, I wonder how everybody else is going to be able to get their hands on that.
Bantu MM-nya biar bisa farming.
It's not.
Sama-sama
Nggak
belum
bisa
dapet
ini.
tower
Aku
kok.
di gas orang berapa
Oh, it
anjir?
feels good in your hand as well.
It
Yeah.
does.
Earlier was saying
Fits.
it's weighty, man. You can feel it's premium.
Yeah.
And also, Gideon, if you own a
Door,
Samsung
berarti.
Galaxy phone,
Oh, there's more?
look at where they're sitting. They're sitting in the VVIP zone in front of the players. They can literally hear the players breathe. It's called the Team Galaxy Zone Cam by Samsung Galaxy.
Wait, what am I doing here then?
it's
Wait,
supposed to be down
you
there.
should have told me that this is
Duh,
happening.
ke-cancel kan? Kena ini.
Straight from the
Full
stage.
face.
This is insane. So you guys are telling me that the Samsung Galaxy is not only giving away phones, but at the same time getting seats for people who are traveling down to Bandung to watch the playoffs?
Yeah. VIP.
Wifi ku nggak mau nyala bang Jeff ini ya. Laptopnya udah ku restart 1000 kali ini. Gimana ya?
With Head and Shoulders Lemon Fresh Gatot Kaca.
Wifi nyala wifi.
Mati nggak sih?
Lemon Fresh.
Mati gak sih itu? Ah, flicker. Bro, flicker.
He's a big fan of Head and
Laptop
Shoulders.
lagi.
He has seen the results firsthand. He's looking straight
Shutdown
at
aja lah ya.
caster desk.
Biarin tidur
That
aja.
is a fact, ladies and gentlemen.
Dia tuh harus ini, harus uninstall driver, install lagi. Tapi kalau pas bisa aku males uninstall installnya.
Jangan di atas, slotnya di bawah. Biarin biscuit aja sendiri.
Back to the game we go. It's gonna be again Pikatron Alpha against
Gonna see you,
champion number 2.
please. Tapi masih berimbang kok ini.
A look at the audience topic voting.
Aduh, harus disekaratin, bro. Tolong.
Dia makan-makan
Kalau
dulu.
lot ya.
We're gonna roll out the answers, roll out the
Aduh,
results.
aduh, digas bro.
The percentage.
Udah lah, ini aja dah.
Voted for.
Aduh.
Number one
Aduh,
was
nggak bisa ulti anjir aku.
Grupnya
More
lu.
effectively, number 2 reduce over
Cancel grup ya.
Number 3
Iya, cancel grup mulu anjir.
with 50% sighting onto the setup wars more effectively.
Dapat 2 aku
How about this?
sebelum mati.
I think it makes sense because when
Mati.
Geekman were able to
Aduh.
actually get the advantage, get
MM-nya mati kena apa
what
itu?
they want, right? When Veloci can find the target that
Itu
he's
disundul
looking for,
tadi bro.
you can see that the whole team just does better.
Main sendiri guys, gua guys.
On Moreno's
BTW udah mulai belum guys MPL-nya?
I think you can also say that
Belum, masih ngobrol.
with the last fight.
Makanya aku nontonnya nonton Bang Habil.
Oke, kalau udah
Windows berapa itu? 11 kalau nggak salah ini.
They kind of caught off guard.
Ya, Windows sampai berapa sekarang? 10, 11.
Using the diversion, letting Key go for the engage, they can have a bit more of initiative.
And I see you face
Stop the
again.
engages of Bigatron and instead make sure that they are always the ones making the first move.
Nggak mau online bu ini aja.
Good track record in doing so.
Wifi-nya.
I don't know, because right now it feels like everybody is expecting these teams to play very
You are offline.
I feel like, especially for BTR, they're definitely more
11 tapi 11
aggressive, but I
tengok.
don't feel
Oh,
they know how to play
apa minta 10 aja ya kita ya?
ahead, but when they're behind is when we see them.
Nanti jangan ngumpul, dia curi ultiku.
Geek Fam is more of the tempo to the late game side of things. We see it in all their games. That's why it's the
Lihatnya di mana sih
7
Windows
deaths,
ini?
late game Beloyski, you know, war crime general himself making the moves. I think in this game, if they are going to be on that, blue side, I would imagine that they're probably going to get an early pick for Vincent, and then maybe, just maybe, sneak away with a Jushin. But that's assuming that BTR don't care about it.
Yeah.
But that probably won't happen. In terms of priority,
Berumput, berumput,
Julio,
nice.
Jushin are looking so very good.
Situ aja ya bang ya, nggak usah keluar ya.
Get Vincent a prio pick, maybe the Alpha again the
Paling Valen
Suyo.
biasanya masuk tuh.
But after his performance with the Joy, do you think he still needs those royal picks?
No, I think
Grupnya yang masuk mas, aku dicek grupnya mulu anjir.
Windows
emphasis on
R.
it when you don't need to.
Jago
I think that
grupnya
Vincent
berarti.
would have been
X
fine
dia.
against Hayabusa. It really didn't matter what he played at that point because he was a non-factor in the eyes
Iya,
of
Windows
Silynde.
11 home single language 64 bit.
And we will go back to the drafting phase presented by the official tournament smartphone.
Ya Allah, dia di situ, Cok.
And now we take a look at the bands Fanny, 1-1, and
Kayak gitu mulu kalau aku seret.
Bigatron Alpha, they deny the Suyo pick in the hands of Vincent.
No Suyo for Geek Fam doesn't mean that it's actually gonna, guarantee a great jungle performance though. They're still respecting the 1-1 and the Fanny, of course, and the Matilda. So this shows again that they want to get a all-in type of engage. They don't really want to allow Bigatron to go back and forth. Usually Bigatron are really good at
Itu apa abangnya?
and you can see that
Buat ininya,
banning away all these
buat wifi-nya
first pick actually
install uninstall.
But the question is, why is
the Yeeves
Bigatron,
available.
why is Bigatron so confident in letting
Oh, pakai komen prom.
Tough to say. It feels like Geek Fam has a composition designed around this issue because they're also banning
Apa yang
out like
diketik nih?
1-1. I mean, Fanny, I mean, Super Game, we all get it, Matilda as well. These are very tailored bans towards Geek Fam's side. Much of which we saw, I mean, the Matilda and 1-1 we did see in the previous game as well. So I'm only assuming that Geek Fam wants to kind of polish
Kita
up
paksa ya.
Gak bisa disetun mas.
Apa ke demo nyala wifi-nya? Let's try.
does quite often as well.
Komen
We saw it
prom Windows
earlier.
R.
Earlier,
Whoa!
Enggak sih, CMD.
look at that. Got the lead. Means that there won't be a lot of flex potential
Udah, Lord.
right here unless
Bisa nih kontes nih.
these picks go to some weird positions.
Dia ambil ultiku ya.
It's a lot of trials.
Yeah, they have been the poster
Udah lot
boys,
mereka.
closing
Oke,
regular
aku.
season of
Ya, udah
MPL
kelar tuh.
14 in week number 8 and 9.
Show profile.
They take the Eve to just trying to neutralize the lane against the Zeusyn for that extra poke and range.
A boy's Eve, dude.
Oh. There is no wireless interface on the system.
I mean, we've seen that. That's part of the core reason why.
Agak maju dikit, agak
Wifi-nya nggak muncul bang J.
Yes, Moreno taking it away from Eve, so they're respecting the potential.
Kelihatan minion aku tadi.
Ini kan yang kau kirimkan ini,
Enggak.
enable connected dedicated. Ini nggak muncul apa.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Geekfam kind of deals with that. But right now, it just seems like Bigatron are really doubling down.
Nggak bisa, kita nunggu wifi-nya nyala dulu aja.
Bacot
baru
mundur-mundur,
install
gak tahu
driver
makro,
baru.
diam aja ya.
The avatar, the raging
Harusnya pakai ini ya,
the
flash disk ya.
real world manipulation. There's so many ways for
Driver.
Bigatron to get that big combo off.
Yeah, there's no right now.
Itu BTW udah purify tuh. Udah
Asus.
purify biscuit MM-nya.
It's just a little too difficult. I think at this point, even if they did get the Arlet for themselves, it's like
F15.
it's not the easiest matchup. How can they?
Itu linknya, Cok.
What else could they do to?
Aku kena flash mulu anjir ini hero apa ini?
Maybe a Ruby to a certain.
Yuk, dari 2022 permasalahannya dari Microsoft Community.
I mean, Phobius would have been like really ideal, but banned out by IBTR as well.
Geekfam want to go for something like an export. They're up against two
15.
here. They can
Aku tanya-tanya dulu ya kalau mau beli gini-gini ya.
for Vincent if it's no, Vincent will be on the alpha, so maybe for
Nice.
Veldora, right?
What about the CC though, Rashi?
Oh, you're right.
Aduh, malah hard carry gini guys, gamenya guys.
Real Tagline ini kan, yang di-download kan, networking kan.
Geekfam banned the export. Interesting.
Yeah, I like this. I actually like it a lot. I like it a lot because at least Geekfam understand that once the RWM has been dropped down, whoever's inside of it is basically
ininya
unfireable,
lagi
right?
ya,
There's two
restart
ultimates
lagi
you have
deh.
to worry about, and export can just sit inside and peel for your
Nah, nih,
is forced to not have to play.
Tapi
as
emang
passive
kelihatannya sih
as
bagus ya.
before. I think maybe they might put a utility jungler.
Dan lagi lebih seru Bang Habil daripada draft pick anjing.
They're holding it off. Interesting.
Dia flicker juga itu anjir, flickernya berapa banyak anjir
To
sih?
have it in the hands
Gila
of
biscuit,
Mana.
nice.
What does this boss cup want to achieve really?
Oke, minon.
Damage for sure. Card control too. I mean, if they are clumped up together,
Nggak ada flicker, nggak ada ulti ya.
then a Spear of Misery can kind of set up for even more follow-up. And overall macro play with the Avatar of the Guardian and the
Dating.
the Low Yi the same way to move around. But with that available,
Aduh.
even if Geekfam are playing in a Ube fashion.
Gila,
like,
Cuk,
sticking
groknya
together
emang
as five,
gameplaynya bagus banget.
Bigatron can kind of pull them apart using these escape tools
Groknya,
available on their
Wah, kalah,
composition.
Well, here's the thing. I was curious.
Terlalu free hit Bruno-nya tuh. Bruno juga gacor parah.
Nggak bisa keluar, anjir.
Already to kind of set up that zone of influence, and I think that right now, at least with the boss cop, Kadera is basically on his own. It's split push on the side, and then
Aduh,
come in with
nggak bisa,
spear
guys.
destruction later.
Ente.
Clint Clint as
Beneran
well.
di ban Natanya.
What do you think about this?
Lanjut kita nonton MPL ID dulu.
Nonton lagi
The
guys.
laning phase is just deadly, but I think Iman, being Iman, the big brain goal laner, will be able to manage against that. Nolan as the final picture against the Alpha, trying to match clear speed out here.
Natanya siapa?
On the Edith, potentially do damage in the late game, but when it comes to the setups and frontlining, I think against our Q, Nolan doesn't seem that comfortable on this Edith. I mean, he did it, but he still has the exact same job, right? He's opening up that map for them to help the high loss. Ideally, as the Edith, you're going to be the one finding the majority of the members of BTR if they engage.
Aceh nggak sih?
You got that primal ramp by that extra precious few seconds. Your predictions, you're rushing.
Masa Benata tadi?
Oh, I like the whole combo.
Nyala wifi ya, nyala. Ayo kita install driver Jo. Laptop ngen.
Bigatron 2, so far from Arashi and Gideon, but of course we will see it all unfold in Land of Dawn. So casters, take it away.
We've seen this before, Kick Fam. Down 1-0 in this playoff.
Berapa
They
memang kita
always
guys?
win game number 2.
Ketemu orang-orang ngeri gitu Mas Abil, aku lihat Mas Abil. Gila banget.
Tahu.
Versus Bigatron Alpha in game number 2.
They did it against
Coba
Onyx.
87.
In day number 1, they did it against RRQ.
Apa ngeri-ngeri?
In day number 2, let's see if they can do it
Aku
here.
mau
because,
ulti
hey,
Brunonya pas landing
we're
mulu aja, gak hoki
whispering
banget
right here,
aja.
man. Shout out to the BB Arrow team, the Big Brain Arrow
Brunonya
team.
cupu itu, Bang.
Restreaming this.
Positioningnya cupu ya.
Mr.
Pas flicker ulti ya gue ya, kesliding mulu anjir, gagal anjir ultiku.
Nah.
Kayak kamu udah ulti ya Mas, udah pencet ulti, kesliding terus ulti setelah keslidingnya gitu malah anjir.
Makanya menurutku jauh lebih mahal POV edit daripada
Kebuang jadi anjir.
siapa namanya? Khalid menurutku loh ya.
Big Brain Arrows.
Yeah, I guess. By looking at the emblem miracle by Indie Home.
Butuh banyak CC.
Yeah, still the impure rage here for most of them. Oh, that's a quantum charge from both, but the vitality and tenacity actually from Iman.
Ya nonton dulu guys.
That's a cancellation.
Ah boy kena overspray.
Rampel nggak ada, udah.
Dikasih lagi nih.
Aboy, kenapa Aboy guys? Wah mati Aboy guys.
Wow, that was
Kadira clean.
surprising definitely even for a boy. He didn't even get to use a flicker key.
Nah nih Khalid guys, Khalid lawan edit. Aduh jelek banget cuy ini mainnya. Kayak public anjing, Geek Fam.
Master of Vaders, Bigatron Alpha, and they're already up 1.4k, 1.5k.
Early udah rungkat anjing.
Tidak ada Nathan ya di match ini guys.
Especially when you look at Moreno on the Eve against the Sushin. So far Mirko this season, it's 100% win rate for the Eve.
Siapa 100% win?
Iman is winning against Chidera in the
Sorry ya Mas Abil.
So not only do they have a guaranteed kind of winning matchup right in the
Apa cuy? Oh, main tadi. It's okay bro, sudah berusaha bro.
They have Pryo and it's up against an Alpha who needs to get the early game. BTR 3-0 free turtle.
Nih ya, udah aku install ulang nih Bang Jeff. Apakah hilang wifi-nya? Loh malah hilang cuk di install.
Tapi hilangin dulu Bang. Oh iya.
Oh enggak ada. Vincent kembali dengan hero nggak jelasnya ini ya. Wireless driver kan ya.
BTR really just playing for that Pryo man again. The concussive
Dah
blast
langsung aman.
lane for XP and for the mid lane because of Key. And you can see the Onyx prediction. Oh, shifting here 52% over towards BTR.
Actually quite surprised it's almost half and half. But yeah, shout out to all Geek fans out there in the bottom lane. The Super Loop have to get away with the... Oh no! That's a juke! Double team and now it's triple team! Super Loop quicksand guard by time, it seems like with the cancellation. Valora secures Super Loop of AOG does not land, but Chidera taunted and Super.
Tapi Chidera harus mati. Ah, rugi guys.
Rugi Geek Fam. How Super can to find the kill is horsing around.
Tuker XP tapi dua orang mati guys. Mantap sih Luke.
Apalagi yang di upgrade ya.
Oh my lord.
Waduh rugi lagi guys. Mereka nggak santuy gini Geek Fam mainnya.
Maybe you're not Luke.
Uh-oh. Let's see here, Bigatron very
Nggak santuy guys Geek Fam guys.
plan seems like he though will be knocked up and taken back. Revitalized Pops here. 3 members is on him, but it seems like he trying to hold on, trying to buy time. And it seems like he, with the glorious pathway, will not be able to escape. Chidera secures it. Super Luke comes in with the Khalid. Crimson beacon by
Balikin.
Tadi kemarin ethernetnya lancar.
Stopnya kayak balikin.
trying to hold on fingers away and on.
Balikin. Waduh, ketinggalan si Eman malahan.
Emon.
Gila,
Moreno.
Moreno flicker ke depan lagi pakai EV, guys. Gila, Moreno.
Mati. Loop trot.
L flicker depan, guys.
It really isn't a brawl, but BTR seems like they want to brawl always. Vincent, no retry.
Kok Helos jadi kurang ya? Yang pakai Helos kalah terus sekarang, guys. Kalau nggak main late game.
Nge-thread iya anjir, flicker ke depan, guys. Ini sama-sama nggak santai anjir ini flickernya ya. Cuma nggak rugi sih itu si Moreno. Tuker siapa deh, guys? Tuker ini ya, tuker Cadera ya.
Now it's going to be Chidera on the losing side of the matchup. So he's going to be placed onto the weak side of the map. They're going to send Beloyski over to give him a bit more farm. And BTR. Whoa! That's one fracture!
Double teaming. Glorious pathway. Mon finds the SOB.
Gila.
Mati lagi Cadera. Ah, flicker, guys.
Refleksnya bagus-bagus banget ya. Wah, ini enggak, ini juga mainnya perang terus, guys.
Moreno ultinya nice banget itu.
Ini first close.
And it makes sense because their composition isn't really a full scaling comp. If they had on the top,
Masih sama, Cuk.
they'd be chilling on the base, waiting for the defense.
Susah, guys.
Masih bak, masih bak.
Over, they had to respect it from Iman. That could
Not looking good here, ladies and gentlemen. And one by one, the structure of Geek Fam.
If you ever moved away without me. Ini udah bisa nih.
Itu, guys. Tuh, nggak bisa mati anjir lukenya. Isi darah lagi skill 2, guys. Nah, udah guys, gitu lagi nanti.
2-0 ya. Emen.
N gak nih, guys? Pokoknya enggak sih, enggak N sih. Belum N.
Apa sih OBS ini, Cuk? Internetku aman-aman aja, guys.
They're gonna get it, and they're gonna get it. It's value. First forward, getting a base turret. That is solely value.
Oh, ternyata counter.
Ini lebih dan mendingan.
Guys.
Ya.
Yuffie lumayan counter anjir Yuffie.
Wah, masih kuning lagi, Bang ya. Restart ketiga. Zuxin. Terus siapa lagi satunya? Aurora. Saya kalah jauh.
Yeah.
Itu kalau kita pikir-pikir aja dah yang EV yang udah di nerf ya. Dulu berarti gede banget EV itu kotaannya.
Gede banget. Gede anti CC.
Gede anti CC. Terima pasrah aja, Cuk, lawan
Sekarang Yip orang build-nya full damage, guys. Dulu orang-orang Yip bikin brute force, guys.
Ya mirip Zuxin lah, dibikin slow.
Selektornya jelek, guys, ini, guys.
Gak ada yang bisa high ground.
Gak ada yang high ground. Damage backup plus slow. Aku mainnya full damage dari dulu, gila Bang.
Wah, gak bisa apa-apa nih. OBS-nya nggak mau biru, Cuk. Nggak mau hijau, guys.
I don't know why they pulled the trigger so early in the early game. I feel, you know, because they have.
Wah, gila, nggak mau hijau sama sekali, Bang Habil. Gitu.
Wah, stream MasBas DC lagi kayaknya. Waduh, kenapa itu kayak gitu ya? Padahal Discord lu aman-aman aja sih. Stream lu DC, mana ada DC hijau, guys, aman banget gitu.
Hijau. Nih. Lihat ini gue nih, Bang Habil.
Streaming lancar, kualitas streaming sangat baik. Jangan bohong ya, Bang Wilson kamu.
Lihat mana nih, chatting nih. Sekarang laptopnya, wifi-nya mati lagi. Anjing hari ini.
Itu berarti wifi lu berarti, Mas. Tadi muter aku, internet kamu berarti, Mas Wilson.
Ini udah hijau. Nah, ini hijau wifi mati, Bang Jeff. Astagfirullah.
Wifi lo minta di restart sih kayaknya.
Enggak, jadi laptopku ini wifi-nya bisa hilang sendiri.
Ya itu laptop lo berarti minta di servis.
Moreno
Dan ini udah jadi permasalahannya ternyata, cuman aku nggak ngerti baru kerasa akhir-akhir ini.
That was almost a one-man show.
Tiba-tiba udah bentuk bumi lagi loh.
Hang on a second. Maybe
I'm a Moreno glazer.
Oren lagi ininya, merah.
But I also think that
Wah, nggak ngerti aku, udahlah capek is.
it's one of those like whenever you're playing Beatrix and
Sorry ya Lun, aku orangnya jujur dari dulu. Ya maksudnya internetku mas.
same concept except Moreno
Mas
is
Wilson
one
ini
of
terlalu
all
serius
that
guys.
goal.
Kan gue bercanda-bercanda doang.
Aku tahu tuh cocoknya sama siapa.
Like that. We saw it earlier and immediately it was like,
Maaf, siapa?
man, it's so simple. And if it really revolves around team fights, oh man, it looks really tough for Geek Fam. And it was really tough for Geek Fam. So the players executed it really well. I think
Dapat
a lot of
Aurora,
the
dapat
issues
Khalid,
we saw in
guys.
number
Kita
one
pilih yang mana, serata?
were kind of,
Aurora
kind of
sih.
reduced, improved on as
Internetku
well.
paling,
And of
sorry
course,
Lun. Kayak BC-nya bisa Mas Bas udah mau meledak, iya kayaknya.
it's not fair to Moreno without
Terus
highlighting
amat
his
Mas
presence
Wilson,
in this
guys.
game, dude. It's just
Kalem
so
bro.
Just look at how much value he's getting out of the RWMs every single time. Connects on
Tuh,
as many people as
barusan
possible.
diganti
Maximum amount of people
ini
in
loh,
range.
driver loh.
Still, yeah, I
Udah
would've thought
gini
that this
lagi,
might
Bang
drag
Jeff.
out just a little bit longer, but
Driver apa?
unfortunately, a lot
Ini
of
drivernya
players were
laptop
actually
yang
on the
buat
losing side of Geek Fam. They were
wirelessnya.
very clear 50-50 fights in the
Oh.
early game, but it just didn't go their favor.
Anda manusia bikin konten yo, bro.
Mid-game, the late game with the lords and the
Adaptornya gitu, adaptornya kayak adaptornya
Ya,
gitu, bro.
adapter. Jadi,
Soalnya laptop bosku yang sama juga sama masalahnya ya, laptopku juga pernah kayak gitu.
nah tapi ini
Ini agak
beneran
ganti adapter.
terjadi berkali-kali dia.
That many mistakes, and I'm going to assume,
Berarti
yup,
yang
it's
lain yang bikin
Moreno.
rusak, berarti komponen yang lain.
The player of the game
100K.
Masa gitu guys?
by the Samsung Galaxy S24.
Ya, mungkin ya.
It is Moreno.
Biasanya sih gitu ya.
7114.
Kayak punya Bang Mulya tuh.
Apa dia?
PSU rusak. Ya apa-apanya boleh apa? PSU atau apa ya? Ngerembet ke monitor, ngerembet kemana gitu.
Awalnya apa? Arus listriknya yang nggak stabil, terus abis itu PSU ku rusak, nah ngerembet ke motherboard, ke VGA
Nah,
dan
kan?
Itu PC.
Ngerembet.
And you lose
Ya,
an
PC ya, PC.
unacceptable turret.
Enggak, ini laptop. Ini PC ku yang masalah OBS
A
doang.
lot more in that mid game. And
Jadi laptop
Ya.
Asus Staff itu dia wifi-nya bisa hilang. Jadi atau adapternya nggak ada gitu loh.
Anjir Nathan lawannya guys, kampret.
Jadi kalau di network diagnose itu permasalahan cuma apa coba tulisannya?
Apa?
Turn on wifi.
When you're that ahead, it doesn't even matter. They just brute force the fight.
Oh, berarti ini. Itu bukan adaptornya yang rusak itu. Modenya harus diganti tuh. Itu mungkin lo pakai mode yang kayak saving energy gitu. Jadi ada yang kehilangan gitu. Terbatasi lah, terlimit lah itunya penggunaan energi dari wifi-nya. Kalau dia dianggap terlalu banyak nanti ke shutdown sendiri akhirnya.
Nah, kan mikirnya gitu kan? Nggak gitu. Jadi nggak bisa di turn on wifi-nya nggak ada. Wifi itu nggak ada di laptop ini jadinya.
Gak tau lah kalau kayak gitu aja.
Jadi unik banget, aku juga baru nemu ini. Ternyata Bang Jeff bosnya sama kayak gitu. Nah, dia nggak bisa di enable. Jadi kan solusinya adalah enable wifi. Nah, kalau nggak ada yang di enable, gimana caranya enable?
Gak tau lagi dah gitu.
Aneh, ini udah lancar lagi. Ini masih suka oren nih, suka turun nih. Tuh 7.000, 10.000 naik. Enggak ini.
Kayaknya tombol on off wifi-nya hilang Bang Habil. Bisa gitu anjir.
Tuh. Padahal internetku 300 udah kenceng banget guys. Kalau nonton MPL udah langsung ini, langsung late game.
When you have a spammable, first of all, mage with a wishing lantern, you do max HP
Enggak,
damage
ini enggak sabaran aku ini guys.
seconds when you're on that Eve. That is a disgusting.
Merah lagi.
Was never going to see the light of day, but I think that's a big problem, right? As much as you want to have Jushin and you want to supplement the
Wah, enggak sabar aku. Enggak sabar. Iya, enggak sabar. Udah, kirim ke Bang Habil dulu. Coba setting lagi deh. Ini kayaknya emang nggak mau di ini, nggak mau di restart paksa dia.
And the Zeusyn, yes, it is a very, very good pick, but it really needs supplemental values like
Bless your face again.
against Chidera. I mean,
Pengalihan